A fitness influencer screamed at me for ruining her video by walking to the water fountain, then demanded to speak to the manager to get me banned. She didn't realize I was the owner, and I had just updated the no filming policy that morning. The first Saturday of the year at a commercial gym is always a war zone. It is a sensory assault, a cocktail of fresh manufacturing rubber from brand new sneakers that have never touched pavement, the sharp, acrid tang of nervous sweat, and the overwhelming, suffocating scent of hope mixed with impending failure. It is the day the resolutioners descend upon the iron temples of the world, armed with matching Gymshark sets, gallon water jugs they bought on Amazon, and a vague, terrifyingly inaccurate understanding of how a lat pull-down machine works. For the regulars, the lifters who have calluses on their hands thick enough to strike a match on, today is D-Day. It is the day you have to wait 20 minutes for a bench press because someone is using it to rest their iPad while they watch TikToks. It is the day the water fountain line stretches into the cardio theater. It is the day patience goes to die, and the unspoken etiquette of the gym, wipe your machine, re-rack your weights, don't curl in the squat rack, is obliterated by a tidal wave of enthusiasm and ignorance. I walked into Iron City Fitness at 6 a.m. sharp. I pulled my cap down low over my eyes and adjusted my oversized hoodie, trying to make myself as small as physically possible. I wasn't there to socialize. I wasn't there to post a new year, new me selfie with a flexed bicep. I was there because my left leg had finally, after 8 months of agonizing, tear-filled physical therapy, learned how to bear weight without trembling like a leaf in a hurricane. To the untrained eye, I looked like the textbook definition of a resolutioner. I was moving slowly, with a limp I tried desperately to hide. I was looking at a notebook after every set, checking off boxes with a trembling hand. I was using the 5-pound dumbbells, the pink ones, the ones coated in neoprene that the serious lifters scoff at and kick under the rack. I was doing weird, small movements that didn't look like exercise at all to the uninitiated. What the untrained eye didn't see was the 6-inch scar running down my spine, a jagged roadmap of the worst night of my life. They didn't see the titanium rod that was currently holding my femur together, a piece of metal that ached whenever the barometric pressure dropped. And they certainly didn't see the deed to the building in my safe at home, or the 10 years of sweat equity I had poured into this place before the drunk driver T-boned my sedan at an intersection and turned my skeletal structure into a jigsaw puzzle. I was rebuilding myself from zero in the gym I built from scratch. It was humiliating. It was painful. It required a level of focus that I could barely maintain in the chaos of the New Year's rush. Every step was a negotiation with my own nervous system. Every movement was a test of trust between my brain and a body that had betrayed me. I found a small corner near the squat racks. I wasn't taking up a rack. I knew better than that, and I respected the Iron Church too much to commit that sin. But I needed the mirror. I needed to check my pelvic alignment during my single-leg balances because if my hip dropped even an inch, I risked straining the psoas and setting my recovery back 3 weeks. I set down my water bottle, my battered notebook, and my pathetic little 5-pound weights. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, inhaling the smell of chalk and ozone, and began my exercises. Engage the core, neutral spine, hinge at the hip, do not let the knee collapse inward. I was in the zone, sweating not from exertion but from the sheer mental effort of making my muscles fire in the correct sequence. I was staring at my own reflection, willing my glute medius to wake up when a shadow fell over me. It wasn't just a shadow, it was an eclipse. It blocked out the overhead fluorescent lights and the view of my own struggle. I opened my eyes and saw a wall of synthetic fabric. I looked up, and up. Standing over me was the archetype of everything wrong with modern gym culture. She was wearing a matching neon pink set that looked more like lingerie than gym wear, full contour makeup that wouldn't survive 5 minutes of actual cardio, and her hair was perfectly styled in a high ponytail. But she wasn't lifting. She was standing next to a tripod that was set up in the middle of the walkway, pointed directly at her glutes. "Let's call her Brittany." "Excuse me." The scream pierced through my noise-canceling headphones. It wasn't a grunt of effort. It was a high-pitched shriek of pure indignation. I pulled my headphones down around my neck. "Sorry." "You just walked through my shot," she yelled, pointing a manicured finger at me. "I am filming content. Can you not see the camera?" I looked at the tripod. It was a professional setup with a ring light attached to the top, fully extended to 6 feet, blocking the entire path to the water fountain. It was a hazard. "I saw it," I said calmly, "but this is a walkway. I'm just getting water." "You ruined the take," she snapped, stomping her foot. "Now I have to do it again. Do you know how hard it is to get the lighting right in this dungeon? You need to watch where you are going. Have some respect for creators." Creators, the word hung in the air like a bad smell. I looked around. There were 3 teenagers waiting to use the squat rack she was occupying. They looked annoyed but too scared to say anything. She had her gym bag on the bench, her tripod in the aisle, her shaker bottle on the safety bars, and her attitude everywhere else. She was occupying prime real estate for a TikTok video. "Ma'am," I said, keeping my voice level, "you're blocking the rack and the walkway. People need to move around. Maybe you could film during off hours, or maybe use the studio space upstairs." She laughed. It was a mean, incredulous sound. "Off hours? My audience expects content now. This is my job. You wouldn't understand because you clearly don't take fitness seriously. Just stay out of my frame." She turned back to her phone, hit record, and started posing. She wasn't even lifting the bar. She was just arching her back, checking her angles in the viewfinder, and doing a weird little shimmy. I felt the anger rising, not just for me but for the kids waiting, for the regulars rolling their eyes, for the sanctity of the gym. I walked to the fountain, filled my bottle, and walked back, deliberately through her shot, again. "Are you kidding me?" she screamed. She stopped the recording and stormed up to me. She was inches from my face. I could smell her vanilla perfume. "You are doing that on purpose. This is harassment. You are harassing a female in a safe space. I am live streaming, you creep." The gym went silent. Everyone was watching. The harassment card is a nuclear weapon in a gym, and she knew it. She wanted to humiliate me. She wanted me to cower. She wanted the other men in the gym to step in and white knight for her. "I am walking to my bench," I said, my voice hard. "You are filming in a public gym without consent. That is the issue here." "I have 500,000 followers," she shouted, gesturing to her phone. "I can film wherever I want. You are just a jealous, sad little man who can't handle a confident woman. I am going to report you. Where is the manager? I want to speak to the owner right now. I am going to have your membership revoked." She looked around, expecting the staff to come running to her defense. She expected the manager to be some underpaid 20-year-old she could bully into submission. She expected a corporate apology and a free smoothie coupon. I smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. It was the smile of a man who held all the cards. "You want the owner?" I asked. "Yes, get him, now, or I will blast this place on social media and destroy your reputation." "Okay," I said. I reached into my pocket and pulled out a key ring. It wasn't a car key. It was a master key set. I walked over to the wall behind the front desk, unlocked the glass case that housed the audio controls, and turned off the music. The gym went dead silent. The heavy bass stopped. The clanking of weights echoed. "Attention everyone," I said, my voice carrying through the large room without shouting. The influencer looked confused. "What are you doing? Call the owner." "I am the owner," I said, looking her dead in the eye. "My name is Mike. I built this gym 10 years ago." Her face went pale. The arrogance drained out of her like water from a cracked cup. Her mouth opened and closed, but no sound came out. She looked at the keys in my hand. She looked at the staff members who were grinning behind the desk. You're the owner," she stammered, "but you're working out with the pink weights." "I am recovering from a broken femur," I said, loud enough for the teenagers by the rack to hear. "But that doesn't matter. What matters is the policy." I walked over to the pillar next to the squat rack. There was a brand new sign there, put up just this morning. It was bright red. I tapped it with my finger. "No filming. Tripods confiscated. Privacy first." "We updated the policy today," I said. "Because of people like you. This is a place to work out, not a content studio. People come here to sweat, to struggle, and to improve themselves without worrying about ending up on your Instagram story being mocked or, you are blocking equipment, you are filming other members without their permission, and you are harassing me in my own building." I didn't know," she whispered, trying to shrink. She looked at her phone, realizing she was still live. She quickly ended the stream. "I can delete the video, it's fine. I won't do it again." "It's not fine," I said. "You accused me of harassment in front of my members because you were inconvenienced. You tried to weaponize my staff against me. You threatened to destroy my business because I walked to a water fountain. That is zero-tolerance behavior." I pointed to the door. "Get your tripod, get your bag, and get out." "But my membership," she whispered. "I paid for the year." "Is canceled," I said. "Effective immediately. We will refund the prorated amount to your card. You are banned." She tried to argue. She tried to cry. She looked at the crowd, hopping for sympathy. But the three teenagers waiting for the rack started clapping. Then the guy on the treadmill started clapping. Soon, the whole gym was applauding. It was a slow build, a wave of applause from people who were tired of dodging tripods and waiting for machines while someone checked their likes. She grabbed her stuff, face burning red, and ran out the door, tripping over her own tripod leg on the way out. I turned the music back on. I went back to my bench. I finished my set. The rest of the morning was peaceful. The vibe in the gym shifted instantly. People were smiling. The teenagers finally got to squat. A few regulars came up to fist bump me. "About time, Mike," one of them said. "She's been a nightmare all week. Last Tuesday she yelled at a grandma for breathing too loud during her yoga video." I finished my workout, showered, and went into my office to do some paperwork. I felt good. I felt like justice had been served. I thought it was over. I was wrong. Around 2 p.m., my phone started buzzing. Google alert. New 1-star review for Iron City Fitness. Google alert. New 1-star review. Google alert. New 1-star review. I opened the business page. Within an hour, we had 50 new 1-star reviews. They all said the same things, using similar language. Owner is a misogynist. Unsafe for women. Harasses content creators. Dirty, smells bad, rude staff. Avoid this place if you value your safety. She had unleashed the swarm. I went to Instagram. I searched for her profile. She had posted a story update. She was sitting in her car crying. The victim filter was on full blast, making her eyes look huge and watery. "You guys," she sobbed into the camera. "I am shaking. I was just physically threatened by a gym owner. He screamed at me, he tried to break my camera, and he kicked me out because I'm a woman who lifts. He made fun of my outfit. He got the whole gym to laugh at me. We need to hold these toxic men accountable. Go to Iron City Fitness and let them know this isn't okay." She tagged me. She tagged the gym. She even tagged the local news station. I watched the view count tick up. 10,000 views, 20,000 views, 50,000 views. My blood pressure started to rise. This wasn't just a tantrum anymore. This was libel. This was a coordinated attack on my livelihood. My staff were texting me, scared. Jason at the front desk said people were calling the gym phone and screaming at him, calling him a predator. I could have ignored it. I could have responded to the reviews defensively. But I decided to fight fire with fire. I have security cameras. High definition, 4K cameras with audio covering every inch of the gym floor. We installed them last year for liability reasons after a fraudulent slip-and-fall claim. I pulled the footage from 10 a.m. There it was, clear as day. The video showed her setting up the tripod in the middle of the walkway. It showed her blocking the rack while the kids waited patiently. It showed me walking by calmly with my water bottle, not looking at her. It showed her screaming at me. It showed her pointing her finger in my face, invading my personal space. It showed me standing there, arms crossed, not aggressive, just tired. And crucially, it captured the audio. It was crisp. "Brittany, you are just a jealous, sad little man. I am going to have your membership revoked. I have 500,000 followers. I can do what I want. Me, I am the owner." It showed her lie. It showed that I never raised my voice until I addressed the room. It showed I never touched her camera. It showed that she was the aggressor. I downloaded the clip. I went to my office computer. I drafted a post for the gym's official Instagram page. Caption: "At Iron City Fitness, we value privacy and respect. Today, a former member attempted to bully other patrons and staff because she wanted to film content in a busy walkway. When asked to move, she became abusive and attempted to weaponize her social media following. We have a zero-tolerance policy for harassment. Here is the unedited security footage of the incident. Judge for yourself." I posted it. Then I looked at her profile again. In her bio, she listed her sponsors: a major supplement company, a popular athletic clothing brand, a meal prep service. I drafted 3 emails. Subject: evidence of harassment and libel by your sponsored athlete. To whom it may concern. Your brand ambassador, influencer name, was banned from my facility today for harassing members and attempting to incite a false smear campaign against a small business. She is currently using her platform to encourage followers to leave false reviews and harass my staff. Attached is the security footage of her abusive behavior, which directly contradicts her public statements. As a business owner, I thought you should know who is representing your brand values. I attached the video. I hit send. Then I waited. By 5 p.m., the tide had turned. The video on our page went viral, but not in the way she wanted. The comments section on her crying video was flooded with people calling her out. "Wait, I just saw the security footage. You literally screamed in his face. You blocked the squat rack for a TikTok. Girl, bye. Lying about harassment is low. You're done. This is why gyms ban filming. You are the problem." The 1-star reviews on my Google page started disappearing. Google's algorithm flagged them as a review attack because they all came from different IP addresses within a short time frame and had no location history at the gym. At 6 p.m., I got an email from the supplement company. "Dear Mike, thank you for bringing this to our attention. We have reviewed the footage and the subsequent social media activity. We do not condone bullying or dishonesty. We have terminated our contract with influencer name, effective immediately." 10 minutes later, the clothing brand replied, "Same thing, dropped." At 7 p.m., my phone rang. It was an unknown number. I usually don't answer those, but I had a feeling. "Hello. You ruined my life." It was her. She wasn't crying this time. She was screaming, her voice raspy. "Do you know what you did? I lost my sponsors. I lost my income. They canceled my affiliate codes." "You tried to ruin my business," I said calmly. "You lied about me to 500,000 people. You tried to destroy my reputation because you didn't want to move a tripod 3 feet to the left. You harassed my teenage employee." "I was just venting," she shrieked. "I didn't mean for them to actually call you. You took it too far. I'll sue you. I'll sue you for defamation." "Truth is an absolute defense against defamation," I said. "I posted the video. It happened. You did it. If you sue me, I will countersue for libel, lost revenue, and the cost of the legal fees. And I have the video evidence to win. Do you really want to go to court and have a judge watch you scream at me again? Silence, heavy, terrified silence. Take the video down, she begged. Her voice broke. She sounded small. Please, I'll delete my story. I'll apologize. Just take it down. The comments are awful. People are telling me to kill myself. I can't handle it. I don't control the internet, I said. But I will make you a deal. Make a public apology. A real one. Admit you lied. Admit you were wrong. Post it to your feed. Leave it up for 24 hours. Then I'll consider taking mine down. I can't. That will kill my engagement. It will look weak. Your engagement is already dead, I said. Your sponsors dropped you. You have 1 hour before I send the footage to the local news station that you tagged. They love a story about entitled influencers. I hung up. I sat there watching the clock. 45 minutes later, a notification popped up, a new post from her. She was sitting on her couch, no makeup, wearing a plain t-shirt. She looked genuinely defeated. Hi guys, I need to address the situation at the gym today. I wasn't honest. I was frustrated and I took it out on the owner. He didn't threaten me. I was in the wrong for filming in a busy area and for asking you to attack his business. I'm sorry to Iron City Fitness and to anyone I misled. I'm going to take a break from social media for a while to work on myself. It was a hostage video, basically, but it was an admission. I watched it twice. Then I went to my page and archived the security footage. I didn't delete it, never destroy evidence, but I took it off the public feed. I went home to my wife. We ordered pizza. I told her the whole story. You're scary when you're mad, she laughed, taking a slice of pepperoni. I just wanted to lift, I said. I just wanted to do my rehab in peace. The next day, Sunday, the gym was packed again, but it was different. There were no tripods. There were no ring lights. People were working out. They were talking. They were spotting each other. The atmosphere was lighter. I walked the floor, checking the equipment. I saw a new sign taped to the mirror by the dumbbell rack. Someone, probably one of the teenagers, had printed out a meme. It was a picture of me from the security footage, arms crossed, looking stern with the caption, "The final boss." I left it up. Being a gym owner is hard. You deal with broken equipment, sweaty towels, leaking roofs, and complaints about the music volume. But sometimes, just sometimes, you get to defend the sanctity of the iron. And let me tell you, clearing out the entitlement felt better than any PR I have ever hit. So if you are a content creator, here is some advice. Check the rules, respect the space, and never ever scream at the guy who has the keys to the building. He might just lock you out for good. If you have made it this far and want to see more videos like this, then kindly subscribe and turn on notifications so you may never miss another story like this.